Hi Uday, and welcome everyone. So today we have Uday in our podcast, and today we are going to discuss about how to come in Germany for the master's course, and so this will be the first part of the podcast, and the second part would be the German language. So here we have Uday. Uh, yeah.
Hi Anish, thank you. Thanks for inviting me for this podcast. I'd be happy to share some info.
Yeah, so just for short introduction of Uday, he's a master student here in Leipzig, Germany, and he is enrolled in spectroscopy of chemistry, and also he already have the degree of organic chemistry, uh, in masters in organic chemistry, right?
Yeah,
From India, and also he has the 3.5 years of experience of as a tutor of German language, and he really have the experience with 17 plus countries students. So he has around 800 plus student all over the world. So he really have the good command in how one can come here effectively for the master's course, and also what would be the importance of German language. So in this podcast we are going to focus on masters, more about like one can come, how one can come here in Germany for the master's degree, and this would be the first part, and the second part would come for the importance of German language. So uh, maybe we can start, Uday.
yeah.
So, before that, maybe starting, maybe I can ask you, what is the feeling here in Germany?
Firstly, thank you so much for such a great introduction, Anish. Yes, teaching German in India and learning German in India, that was okay. But the moment I stepped here in Germany, I felt like how you read a book and then you watch it on the screen. Like some movies get into, they are made into movies. Some books are made into movies. So suddenly you start to feel the reality. So I had the same experience of reading things, knowing about Germans and culture, and suddenly coming here and everything
Mhm.
was completely new and exciting. So currently it's all going well.
Good to hear. So maybe we can start with the question how one can apply effectively for the master's degree, for coming here for the master's degree in from India. One can how effectively apply for that. Maybe we can have segregation of the student. So there might be, I can segregate the students. So there would be the three categories. The one would be if one can have already enrolled in a bachelor degree somewhere in India, and maybe another who already have the master's degree, like as you have, or there are multiple peoples who are coming here for the second master's. And also maybe the third category would be if one can already have the master degree, and he's or she is also involved in some kind of jobs after having the degree. So there might be the three categories. So maybe you can explain about three category, how one can approach if one can lie in these three categories.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's nice that you have already explained that we have three different kinds of students who are coming for their masters to do in
Mm-hmm.
here in Germany, right? So just like you told, the first category when you take, it's about the people or the students who are doing their bachelors
Mm-hmm.
and they want to come here to do their
Mm-hmm.
masters.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually the easiest way, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Doing bachelor's in India, or it could be like sometimes, most of the times, I would say, people do their bachelor's in technology, like BTech,
Mm-hmm.
engineering, and all.
Mm-hmm.
So for these students, it's actually very easy because they will have enough credits.
Mm-hmm.
Because according to German education system, one has to go through 16 years of education in order to get enrolled into a master's program. So that
Mm-hmm.
is absolutely fine with BTech students, bachelor
Mm-hmm.
students of engineering. They are already done with their 16 years of education. So for them, it becomes very easy because they already have fulfilled the eligibility criteria to get into
Mm-hmm.
masters. So while doing their while doing their bachelor's, maybe first year, second year, till end of the fourth year. Once if they are aware of the procedure, how to come here and all, they can
Mm,
start focusing on, collecting the certificates, doing some courses, and getting
mhm,
prepared to come
mhm,
here to do their masters. So these things can be done while one is in bachelor's and do what they want to do masters here in Germany.
mhm.
And coming to the second category, like you told that I have also a master's degree already.
Yes.
So in my case, and most of the people's case, what happens is some universities they don't provide thesis in their last semester, and
Mhm,
especially when a person is doing their bachelor's from life sciences, chemical sciences, and geological sciences.
mhm,
So when a person is from science background, you can understand that
mhm.
we call it as BSc in India.
Yes.
So if somebody is having this BSc, it's only 15 years of education, right? Because
Mm, mm,
BTech is for 4 years, but BSc is for just 3 years. So
mhm,
when the education is just for 15 years, the credits are not completely fulfilled.
mhm,
So what happens is either you have a thesis to
mhm,
fulfill that credits. If you don't have a thesis, we end up doing masters already in India.
mhm,
Using those credits, what we get in our masters,
mhm,
we try to get one more masters here in Germany.
mm.
Or there are some people who use their master thesis in India to get a PhD. I think we can talk it. We can talk
Yes.
about PhD and BSc later, but
Yeah.
currently we are focusing on masters as you told. So I would say if a person is not having enough credits, it's
Mhm,
absolutely fine to get enrolled in a master's program in India,
mhm,
and you can use those credits to get one more master's program here in Germany. So
mm,
sometimes it's completely finishing masters, or sometimes 1 year of masters, like because only 30-40 credits is something which you need. So if you are fulfilling those, that's more than enough. And people who are done with masters already in India and then doing some jobs, and again they want to come here for their masters. So this is something interesting because there are many students out there who are not just like, I'm done with my bachelor's, I immediately want to go abroad for doing my master's. There are
mhm,
students like that, but most of the times they also think in such a way, I need some experience, I need some practical experience, how really things work in industrial way. I
mhm,
have done my bachelor's. Let's say I'm a student. I have done
mhm,
my bachelor's in a university, and now I want to work and I want to see how really the things can be implemented in industrial way.
mhm,
So these students, what they do is sometimes they get into jobs, or they go for some trainings. Okay,
mhm,
they gather some experience, they gather some skills, and using that again they apply for a different master's program. For example,
mhm,
a person who has done with a bachelor's in normal, like let's say there is electrical engineering, computer science engineering,
mhm,
but you have very varied different uh, I'm not getting the exact word. You have different variations of master programs here. You have
mhm,
AI, that's artificial intelligence. You have audio engineering. You have
mhm,
robotics. So you have
mhm,
so many different kinds of interesting and a very nice courses. So
mhm,
these people, they kind of done, they're done with their bachelor's. They get some experience. They try
mhm,
to shift their degree into a different field. So for
mhm.
them, always this helps because they are having some experience, and they will have an opportunity to use their skills and use their experience. So I think that's pretty much about, like, this is how you have different options to come here. And I would always say that masters is the best way to get into German.
Yes, yes. For just for the information of the audience, I just want to add one more thing here. So there is, although you have also mentioned, so there is also possibility to come here for the bachelor's degree directly. So it's means that one have the only the 12th, which is we say the 11th and 12th, and after completing the 11th and 12th in from India, one can come here in Germany for the bachelor's degree, and it's called the student colleague, I think. So it's also the one possibility. For that, maybe we can have the another podcast at some point. And also, as you have mentioned, that there is the also possibility to come here for the PhD using the master's thesis. So yeah, so this is something related to research and all, so we can also discuss this maybe later.
True.
So maybe we can, yeah, there is also one possibility I forgot to add. So one can directly come here for job. So there are multiple people there who already have the experience in India, and one can come here for the job. Yeah. So using your experience, like as you have the experience for here for the applying for the master's degree, to having to getting the to getting the admission in the master's degree. So maybe can you elaborate more about the procedure from the scratch? If like you have, like we have discussed about the three categories of the students, but if one can have, if one can want to have thought or maybe starting applying somewhere, so how really one can start? Maybe there might be some website or something where one can start, so can you explain a bit?
Right. So actually, when it comes to applying for, universities for the abroads,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing we kind of get in our minds is about the consultancies, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because we know so many consultancies are available out there in
Mm-hmm.
India.
Mm-hmm.
Every educational institutes, like there are some educational hubs in India.
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere you will find so many consultancies for USA, UK, Canada, Australia,
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand, but
Yes.
it's very rare to find
Mm-hmm.
a consultancy for Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one reason why so many students get, scammed because of consultancies, because they just say that I can provide you a master's program in Germany, you can do it for free and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say from my personal experience and the experience what I gathered these many years from so many students, it's always best and easy to directly apply on our own,
Yes.
because applying for the universities in Germany, it's not that tough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is almost all universities are public universities. So
Mm-hmm.
when I say public university, that means they're not going to charge you any kind of tuition fee. Okay. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to charge
Yes.
you any money for the education what they provide. Actually, the small story here, when we were young, like when we were doing a bachelor's, me and my sister, my mother used to read a lot of magazines and articles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one day she came to us and she has shown us an article telling, why don't you guys look into this? I have read an article which says Germany provides masters that's for free for students.
Hmm.
So maybe if you're
That's the
interested,
important point, actually. We are, if we are coming here, then it's really a good option because we have the free masters, like there is no called tuition fees, but yeah, we have some kind of semester contribution, which is really minimal. But there are the countries like US, UK, and other European countries too, as you have mentioned, there is a lot of huge tuition fees, which really which make it really expensive. But for
uh,
Germany, yeah, it's free. Yeah.
that's true,
Yeah.
absolutely. USA, UK, New Zealand, Australia, any country you take,
Yeah.
any minimal course you take, around
Mm.
like 50 lakhs to 60 lakhs is like kind of minimum cost needed. But for countries like Germany, they just provide education for free. So, and then we looked into it and we understood the process, how we can do and all. So, using my contacts and, I took some help from my students as well who were already here in Germany. So, and then I applied everything on my own. And
Yes.
I always suggest people to do that. We have a website which is from the German Research Organization. I
Mm-hmm.
will share the website. Maybe you can tag it under the
Yeah.
description for
I
the
will
video.
put into the description. Yeah.
Yeah, that will help people. The website is DAAD.de.
Mm-hmm.
It will be
Mm-hmm.
in German. You can just change the settings to English,
Yeah.
thanks to the technology. So
Mm-hmm.
you can, the thing with this website is this website will help you to shortlist the universities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When
Mm-hmm.
you have a bachelor's degree program with you or a master's program with you, you
Mm-hmm.
already know in which course you want to do your master's, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have
Mm-hmm.
a clarity by now in which course you want to do your master's.
Mm-hmm.
So that website provides you options of different filters. There will
Mm-hmm.
be a filter for public university or private university. So it's up to a student. There are some courses which are provided only by private universities. For example, some MBA courses. So for
Mm-hmm.
such students, they will opt for private university. You just need to
Mm-hmm.
click on the filters. And then you will click on whether you want to come for a master's program, which is
Mm-hmm.
taught in German or
Mm-hmm.
which is taught in English.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the students, they come for English taught programs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say German taught program,
Mm-hmm.
all your classes will be
Mm-hmm.
happening in German language. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are taking up courses like, for example, my course, spectroscopy, chemistry, bio, all
Mm-hmm.
these subjects are already very much tough. And learning them in German will make your life even more harder. So sometimes people, not just people, few people, most of the times, we don't prefer German programs
Mm-hmm.
unless your credits are or your grades are little less in your bachelor's or master's. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because there will be always some competition between English programs and German programs.
Mm-hmm.
Any master's program you take, you can do
Mm-hmm.
that in two languages. Either you can do the same master's program in English, sometimes you can do that in German also.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the college or the university, by
Mm-hmm.
looking at your grades, what you have got in your earlier program, they will
Mm-hmm.
take you into the master's program. So if you're having very nice grades, you can go for English program. Although you will have a lot of competition, because of
Mm-hmm.
your grades, you will get a master's program there. When you have
Mm-hmm.
less grades, it's fine. Do German language, go for German program. So this is one filter. One more filter is whether you want to come for a winter semester or you want to come for a summer semester, right? Some programs are only available in summer. Some
Mm-hmm.
programs only get opened in winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you will also get information about admission deadlines, when you can, application deadlines, when you can apply and when you can wait for the admission. You will also get information about eligibility criteria. If you want to apply for a university, if you are thinking that, okay, I have to apply in this university, first you should be confident. You should know whether you can get a seat in that or not. That's all. You should know whether you can get a seat or not. For that reason, this website also provides you the eligibility criteria, whether a person is eligible to apply or not. For
Okay.
example, if you're a person who is already done with your bachelor's or master's, they
Mm-hmm.
will list you that to take this program, you need
Mm-hmm.
to have some specific credits in this module in your bachelor's. For example, in my case, I have taken spectroscopy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my eligibility criteria was in my master's or in my bachelor's, I had to fulfill 30 credit points in analytical chemistry, which I fulfilled. So
Mm-hmm.
I knew, okay, I will get the admission if I apply. So
Mm-hmm.
you will also get information about eligibility criteria. And the best part
Mm-hmm.
is it will shortlist the universities for you. Once you get the shortlist, you can separately go and type each and every university's website and you will get even more information. You
Mm-hmm.
will also understand the application procedure. So there
Mm-hmm.
are different types of application procedures when it comes to universities. It's sometimes like one common method is uni assist, which is shortcut
Okay.
for university assistant.
Mm-hmm.
University assistant is what we say this website. So what happens is this is a third party to
Mm-hmm.
apply for the universities. So you apply to the uni assist first. That
Mm-hmm.
will take the application further on behalf of
Mm-hmm.
you to the university, and you will be getting the information later whether you got a admit or not.
Mm-hmm.
One more method is some universities they will directly ask you to post your documents
Okay.
via post. So you can
Mm-hmm.
use DHL or some other services you can use and you can directly send them post. Some other universities they have their own application portal. So you just need
Mm-hmm.
to log in, you need to apply, and you need to save and upload your documents. So these are the common application procedures. You also get this information in the website. So almost 60% of your work will get
Mm-hmm.
done if you start using this website.
So also the Leipzig University also have their own website, right? What you have categorized into the three uni assist, and one other one is the university itself, their portal, and another one is the by
True.
post, right? So I
True.
think Leipzig University has on, I think it's named
Exactly.
Alma Web, right?
Alma Web. True.
Yeah.
Leipzig University has their own portal, which is
Mhm.
Alma Web. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So before going ahead in the procedure, I just have to clarify some things. So you said about the public universities and the private universities, and also you have told about the German courses and the English taught courses. Okay, so yeah, it is easy to have the German course if someone not having the good grades in their master's degree, but there is the another thing that you have to learn the language first, and there might be some B1 or A2 or some kind of like the threshold that you have to cross. So this is the another. So there is a possibility if one can not have the good marks, then one can go to the another diploma, or maybe having the adding the more skill of the German language. So this is the one thing that I want to clear. And another one is the public and private universities. So can you a bit elaborate in a short detail, like how it is, although it's clear that public, it means the government, and the private, but can you explain a bit more?
Right. Coming to the first thing, that's true. One has to have some minimum German requirements if you're taking a German program.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is competition will be very less for German programs
Mm-hmm.
because not everyone is okay with learning German to such a level that they can do their masters in German. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely fine and feasible. There are
Mm-hmm.
people who do that, but that is the end of the day, competition will be less. And the second thing,
Mm-hmm.
like you're asking about the public and private,
Mm-hmm.
public universities only for 6 months, like when for a semester, you pay some money, semester contribution, you pay the money,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to pay anything extra for any of such things.
Okay.
Whereas when it comes to private university, per
Mm-hmm.
semester, you need to pay some money.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 euros, 4,000 euros just for one semester. You will pay
Okay.
around 3,000, 4,000 euros for semester, and then you will do your master's there. Most of the times, it's MBA courses only. What people do
Mm-hmm.
in a public universities,
Mm-hmm.
private universities,
Mm-hmm.
because MBA sometimes is not provided by the government here. MBA is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes by the private universities. So if you want to do MBA, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you are not left with other than private universities as in your, the bucket list. So for the public, it's not the case. For public, you have hundreds of options and so many kinds of, you know, study programs where with very minimal charges, you can finish your master's actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just for the information of general public, so it's 3,000 and 4,000. It means for the in the INR, it's about 3 to 4 lakhs. And also, yeah, and also for the, if one can want to know about the what's the semester contribution, so it's really depend on the university to university. But I can give the approximate around 200 to 300 euros. That would be, so it's around 20 to 30,000 in Indian currency. So it's like that only. Okay, so maybe you can explain a bit more about the what are the documents one can require to start applying with the website and all. So,
Right. So when it comes to documents, what we require for applying, it depends on the program what we are choosing.
okay.
If you are taking an English taught program,
Mm-hmm.
definitely you're supposed to prove your English proficiency. Correct?
Okay.
So every university has their own requirements. The same website will provide you how much English proficiency knowledge one must have to get an admission in this particular university. Some
Mm-hmm.
universities they want 5.5 band in IELTS or TOEFL. Some
Mm-hmm.
universities they ask for 6.5. I hope viewers already they are aware of these exams called
Yes.
IELTS
Yes.
and
Mhm.
TOEFL
Yeah.
because these are the exams what one must write to prove their English proficiency. US, UK, Canada, whatever, whenever,
Mm-hmm.
whichever
Mm-hmm.
country you choose. If you want to prove your English proficiency, you will have to go through these exams. So
Yes.
IELTS or TOEFL is one main exam which you need to clear to
Mm-hmm.
get a master's, program here in Germany. Because if you are choosing an English program, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
need to prove the English proficiency. And
Mm-hmm.
second and the most important document is APS.
Okay.
So in German, if you want to understand, Akademische Prüfstelle, which means the academic checking system. Okay.
Okay.
So
The full
olden
form, what
days
you have mentioned, it's in German, right?
in German,
Okay.
exactly. Prüfen is to check, to examine. Stelle is a place, job, position. So a lot of
Okay.
German.
Mm-hmm.
Akademische Prüfstelle, APS. This is a organization which is currently in New Delhi in German
Mm-hmm.
embassy. It's a part of
Mm-hmm.
German embassy currently.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
started 2021. It
Mm-hmm.
got started, not 2021, if I'm not, it got started in 2022 October.
Okay.
Olden days, like not complete olden days, very recently, so many students have started to, apply to the universities by using fake documents,
Hmm.
forged documents, because these
Hmm.
consultancies, I can
Hmm.
talk a minute more about this.
Hmm.
Consultancies, usually the consultancies which provide seats, the master's programs for US, UK, Canada, Australia, they get some money from the university. When they give a student, they get some money from the university. That's the reason there are consultancies. They get some third party amount. Coming to Germany, it's not possible because universities are public. You're
Yes.
not going to get some commission when you give a student to that university,
Yes.
right? Either they provide you a private admission and they will get some commission, or what they do is they just take some money from students, and if the student is not having enough eligibility criteria, they provide fake documents and then they apply. These kind of situations happen so many times that German government has taken some regulations. Thought that let's put some, a checklist, and let's put some an organization where it really checks whether the documents are really, uh, which you can trust or not. For that reason, October 2022, they have started something called APS Certificate. It is in New Delhi. It's a part of German embassy. It's very
Okay.
simple. They will have a website, log in the website, create an ID. Create an ID and then log in, apply, fill the application form, take a printout of it, sign it, put a signature on it. And then you have to pay 18,000 Indian rupees. 18,000.
Okay.
18,000 Indian rupees you need to pay. That proof also you need to attach. And IELTS exam, if you have already written IELTS exam certificate, right? All the documents, all the transcripts, okay? All your provisional certificates, every certificate of your bachelor's, master's, 10th, 11th, 12th, everything is taken as a photocopy. Post them to the APS address of the New Delhi. So
Okay.
after, actually in the beginning, it was very much hectic. Now currently 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, like this, you're getting the APS certificate via mail. Using this APS certificate, what is APS certificate is, they will give you a clean sheet by telling that, okay, whatever certificates you have provided are genuine. Nothing
Okay.
is fake. You will actually have to, provide all the documents. Yeah. Sometimes they will also ask the university website.
So do you also have the experience with the APS? So how is it really going to check with the university, like, and if it is going to, then is it something to going with the professor, or it is something going with the directly university administration or something like this? So do you have experience?
That's true. Okay. So yes, we do have the process of checking whether sometimes they do with the university portal,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they do with the professor as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is, while applying itself, they'll ask us, give us your
Mm-hmm.
university website portal. Also give
Okay.
us email ID of any one of your professors who taught you. So they do
Okay.
this exactly. And then what they do is they receive the certificates, right? So they look at it, and then they will take your hall ticket number. They will put in your university portal. They will see whether you really got that grade or not. And then
Wow.
they will mail your professor, and they will ask you. See, for example, I'll take my example. I have uh, I have shared my professor's mail ID, and the APS people, organization people have
Yeah.
mailed my professor. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
is Uday Seshu a student? He has
Mm-hmm.
sent us his certificate. Is it true? If yes, if you have a copy of the certificate, can you send us via mail? So my professor has replied, yes, Uday Seshu was my student, and yes, these are the grades what he got when he was studying here. And then he say he has clicked a picture of my certificate, what he has the copy of college, and then he sent it. And they actually called me. I got a call from APS office
Mm-hmm.
because the university portal of my college
Mm-hmm.
will not have the results after a couple of years.
Okay.
My bachelor's was in 2016 to 2019 period,
Mm-hmm.
and I applied for APS in 2022, which was
Mm-hmm.
almost 4 years, 3 years. So my university portal didn't had the results of those many old students. So APS officers called me and asked, can you provide the website and can you show us the result? I told, I'm sorry, but the website doesn't provide the results after these many years, but you can check with my professor, I told. So then again, they texted, or they mailed my professor, and then they got to know that certificates are genuine. And then they have sent us a mail that, yes, your APS certificate will be received soon. So it's a very lengthy process, and everything is interrelated when it comes to Germany because a lot of paperwork. everything you need to do as a document form. So it will take a lot of time. It took a lot of time back then when it was very newly implemented. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because of one crazy experience, because of that APS certificate, I
Mm-hmm.
came one semester late to Germany.
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
applied in October. I applied in July 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I got my admission in November 2020. I had to come in April 2023. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get my APS certificate despite of applying it in October itself. I got my APS in March 2023, but my semester was starting in April, and in a month I didn't had enough time to get the visa. So I
Mm-hmm.
just postponed my masters to the next semester. So end of the day, I came in September 2023, one semester late, just because of late arrival of APS. But now everything got changed. Currently, people are getting APS little earlier.
Yeah.
So now it's not that.
Even I have also heard the news about the delaying in APS certificate, and because of that, there are multiple students who really don't come Germany with the time. So I
True.
heard the news, and it was somewhere around the COVID, and the COVID is also the one of the important like obstacle that comes here with this APS certificate and all and coming here. And as you have mentioned about the APS certificate, so what I understood that the APS certificate is the one paper which going to state your documents are correct, and it's that you are eligible for the applying into the German universities, right? This is what
That's
the APS means. Okay.
exactly
So you also have discussed about the IELTS and TOEFL and about the APS, and you also have discussed about the application process. So can you explain what would be the German language role if one can come here with IELTS and TOEFL with the master course in English, but definitely as you have mentioned about the German course that there is a possibility to have the German course, but you have the again instead of IELTS and TOEFL, you have to have the German. Like I don't know the name of the exact the test of that defines your level in German, maybe B1 and B2 or A1 and A2. So but despite of this, if one cannot have the German language course in masters, or but do you really think, or is it recommended, or at what level the German may be required for the student who is going to enroll into the English master's course?
true. Yes. So the role of German is very much important because we are in Germany. And
Hmm.
everybody outside, when you go to a supermarket, when you go to bank, when you go to
Hmm.
haircut, you go everywhere. You go anywhere in German. Everybody will
Hmm.
speak in German because it's their
Hmm.
language. And
Hmm.
coming in a perspective of master's student, if you're a
Hmm.
master's student or if you're a student who is studying your study programs in English, definitely for university purpose, you will not need any German language at all. But
Okay.
if you are enrolling for a German taught program,
Hmm.
definitely you will need to show German language certificates as well. Just
Hmm.
like you are having IELTS and TOEFL for English proficiency,
Hmm.
to define your German proficiency, we have Goethe, you have
Goethe.
You have
Okay.
Test DAF, you
Hmm.
have TELC. So these
Hmm.
are some exams which define your proficiency, which tell
Okay.
about how well you are in
Hmm.
German. And for survival purpose, doesn't
Hmm.
matter whether you are a master student or a bachelor student or you're a person who is working here or you are a
Hmm.
PhD student or you are a postdoc here in Germany
Hmm.
or you are a dependent, maybe you are a wife of some husband, whether your
Yeah,
husband
yeah,
is
yeah.
working and you are coming
Dependent visa. Yeah, yeah.
dependent visa, family
Hmm.
reunion visa,
Yeah.
all of these things doesn't matter.
Hmm.
As long as you're living in Germany, you want to survive here,
Hmm.
minimal German knowledge is actually required because people here will speak in German. If you want to
Hmm.
talk to them, if you want to communicate with them, if you want to understand
Hmm.
them, always, always, always German is recommended. So at least some level of German is required.
And also, as we are, maybe we can also going to discuss later in the podcast about the part-time, and it's
Right.
so the yeah, so Germany is going to help you to having the good part-time, or maybe you can get the easily, right? Easily
That's
get the part-time. Okay. So also about you have also discussed the name of exact the name that going to be have if you are going to have the some kind of certificate into the German language, right? But definitely we are going to discuss more about this into the second part of our podcast. But maybe so you have also mentioned about the financial things, right? About the huge amount, 3 to 4 lakh of the private universities, and uh, but I think this is more than that. I think there is some one can say the blocked account. So there is a blocked account, and also there is some called uh, good amount of money that one should have to invest here. And yeah, so can you explain more about what blocked account is and how it works, and also how much the money one can require? Or maybe you can also explain a bit more about the three category of student that we have discussed. So if one can have one is in the bachelor and masters, like already have the master's degree or master's plus job, so you can maybe explain with this regard also. And also about, yeah, so we are discussing this is because there are not the all people in India who can afford the good education, like in maybe in abroad. I don't say the good education, it's like the education in abroad, maybe the master degree in abroad. But one can have maybe one can have the other option if don't have the that much of money. So can you explain a bit more about this?
Yes. When it comes to US, UK, Canada, or Australia, when it comes to
Mhm.
all these famous abroad countries,
Yes.
when you go for visa process,
Mm-hmm.
when you go for visa, they will ask you to show some specific amount in your bank account to
Mm-hmm.
provide you a visa. That is like a proof to tell that, okay, this person is not going to be, begging on roads, or this person is not going to
Mm-hmm.
ask someone, this person is not going to steal someone because he's not having money. It's not like that.
Okay.
Because
Mm-hmm.
these countries will ask a proof that you have minimum amount with you.
Yeah,
You
to
have
have their own security. Yeah.
exactly to
Mm-hmm.
survive in those countries, to prove them that yes, I have some amount with me, I can survive on my own. So
Mm-hmm.
for that reason, these countries will ask you to show some amount in your account for
Mm-hmm.
visa purpose. But what
Mm-hmm.
happens is, these, I mean, everybody, what they do is, for 2 to 3 days they will show the account, show the amount in the account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, they remove the account. I mean, they remove the
That's.
amount from the account. So using that, they get the visa.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to Germany, that cannot be
Mm-hmm.
done. For
Okay.
example, for UK, if you want to go, they will ask you to show 25 lakhs in the
Mm-hmm.
account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for 3, 4 days, they will put that 25 lakhs
Mm-hmm.
from somebody, they'll get maybe a
Mm-hmm.
loan, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah. Mm-hmm.
sometimes consultancy themselves do that.
Mm-hmm.
Consultancy themselves, they tell that we will put 25 lakhs in your account for 3 or 4 days, but for that we will take the charge of 3, 4 lakhs from you. And then
Mm-hmm.
in those 3, 4 days, visa will check with your account, visa will
Mm-hmm.
be provided, and they will take the amount. For
Mm-hmm.
Germany, that's not the case. For Germany, we have something called blocked account.
Mm-hmm.
Blocked, the name itself is saying blocked account.
Mm-hmm.
So in India, while you are in India to get a visa, you need to open the blocked account. Blocked account is provided by some, uh, you know, Expectrio. There is one blocked account provider,
Mm-hmm.
Germany, who is called Expectrio. There is
Okay.
one more called Coracle. There is one
Okay.
more called Fintiba. These are
Mm-hmm.
some blocked account providers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What they do
These are
is,
the companies,
these
the
are the
different
companies
different.
which
Okay.
provide blocked accounts.
Hmm. This
So
is nothing linked with the German government or something. It's the private companies, right?
it's not yes, it's not public. It's not done by government actually. That's why
Okay.
we have different options.
Hmm.
So they're definitely linked to the government banks here. Okay.
Okay.
So Expectrio, Coracle, Fintiba,
Hmm.
we have these kind of options,
Hmm.
and you can open a blocked account there. You can open your ID. You can create an ID. You open your blocked account, and then what they ask is, for 1 year they will
Hmm.
ask us, they will give you a specific amount, how much blocked account amount you need to have in your account. Now,
Hmm.
currently it is 11,000 euros change.
Hmm.
So around 11 lakhs or 11.5 lakhs you can take. Clear?
Okay.
So what you need to do is, you need to put this 11 to 12 lakhs of amount in that
Hmm.
blocked account. You need to
Hmm.
put that. Then the account will get blocked. Clear? Okay.
Okay.
What happens? That will be a proof. Okay, for 1 year, this person can survive in Germany. Even if he doesn't get a job, even if he doesn't get a part-time, okay, this person
Hmm.
can survive. Why? Because you have blocked account with you. Looking at that blocked account amount, visa will be provided. Okay, clear?
Hmm.
So for that reason, blocked account is needed. And I will maybe in coming minutes, when we talk
Yeah.
about after coming, we will
Hmm.
link the bank account to the blocked account. I will talk
Okay.
about how blocked account can be used. But as
Hmm.
you asked me about expenses, I will stick to that topic. So
Hmm.
for putting money in blocked account, let's say 12 will be the maximum, 12
Okay.
lakhs. So that 12 lakhs is also for us only. It's
Hmm.
not that we are going to give 12 lakhs to the college or government.
Hmm.
These 12 lakhs are for us. These 12 lakhs are for our own security, for our own expenses for one complete year. Blocked account
Hmm.
will be for 1 year. So for
Hmm.
that 1 year, whatever expenses you will have here in Germany, you can use those 12 lakhs. And sometimes what happens if you're a student and you want to
Hmm.
directly come to masters, if your parents are, you know, if you're fortunate enough, if your parents are already well equipped, they will provide you the amount for the blocked account, right? Or
Hmm.
else if you're a person who is done your who's already done with your bachelor's or master's and you are working already, you can
Yes.
start saving money, because
Hmm.
12 lakhs to 15 lakhs is not a very big amount actually. Like,
Yes.
of course it's a big amount compared
Hmm.
to the regular lives, but
Yeah.
when you compare it to the US UK
Hmm.
structure, it's very
Hmm.
less. So you can
Yeah.
start saving if you're really interested. Yeah,
Hmm.
we always say where there is a will, there is a way. So if you're really interested, 12, 15 lakhs saving is not that tough. You can start
Hmm.
saving on your own. So, or you have another option. Either your parents can support you, or your job can support you, or you can take help of an educational loan.
Hmm.
There are many banks outside, public banks, private bank finance groups who
Hmm.
provide the loans for the education. So once you are coming here and then you're doing your 2 years of masters and you get a job, then you can very quickly pay it off, right? So these are the things when it comes to loan. So 12 lakhs for blocked account, 3
Hmm.
lakhs maybe for your tickets, for your luggage, for your, shopping and all those. Almost 15 lakhs is like more than enough if you
Okay.
want to come to Germany.
So it's really depend on person to person how one can wants to expend this kind of money. But yeah,
Yes,
really approximately of 12 lakhs that should be into your bank account that called the blocked account, and also one can have their own like expensive for, but for our uh, based on your experience, you just have mentioned 2 or 3 lakhs more to have the tickets and all, maybe the initial things that you have to buy or something like this. Okay,
right.
then it's about around 15 lakhs. Okay, and it's so I just want to mention one more thing. So the blocked account, it means that you are going to have this much of money for a year, but you are going to have on the every month that you are going
Monthly
to
basis.
have, yeah, monthly basis. So it's going to divide by the 12, and you are going to have some fixed amount that you are going to access for each month. You are not going to able to access the whole amount what you have put into the blocked account. You aren't going to have the access. So you are going to have the access. It's like a fellowship, or it's like the salary. You are going to have that much of money in your bank account on the every month, right? It's not going to be have the all money. You can't even see the whole money in your bank account. Is it so, or you can see or something like this?
You can always see the blocked account amount in the
Okay.
blocked account provider.
Hmm.
After you come to Germany, you will open the bank account, right?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
once you open the bank account, you need to provide these bank account details to your blocked account provider.
Hmm.
Then this account will get linked to the bank account. So
Hmm.
once you attach your blocked account to the bank account
Hmm.
after
Hmm.
coming to Germany, every month this blocked account provider will send the money to your bank account. In my
Hmm.
case, every month for 1 year, I get 939 euros per month.
Okay.
Currently, it is changed to 989, 999 something. So
Hmm.
every month, I have put 12 months into 939 euros in the blocked account while I was coming.
Hmm.
Now, after coming here, every month from day one when I attach the account, blocked account will give you 939 euros every month into your
Okay.
account. So you can use that money for your expenses.
It's somewhere 80 to 90,000 in Indian currency, right?
True, true.
And yeah, so if one can not able to have this much of money, maybe not by the saving or not by the from the family support, so is it possible to have the loan for coming here in Germany? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
just like I told in the before one, you have public banks, which are the
mm,
government banks. You also have private finance groups, which
okay.
provide education loans. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have liabilities with you, if you have assets with you, you can
Mm,
show those assets and then you can get an educational loan. And it's not going to be a very big amount. So once
mm,
you come here, you get some part times, you get some jobs. So into education loans work in this way always. Like when you take an education loan, nobody will ask you to repay it until and unless you're done with your masters. Like 2 years, definitely they will give you time. 2 years
mm,
time they will give you, and then 6 months buffer they will give you. Then they will ask you to repay the loan, right? So it's
okay.
absolutely fine. 15, 20 lakhs if you take the loan, you will definitely be able to clear it off very soon. So you
Okay.
can get
And
loans from private finance groups and the education loans you can get from the government banks as well. You have
okay.
providers who provide loans.
So I think we have discussed all of the process and about the students, different type of student and how one can come here with the process and with all the documents, with the financial thing. I think we have covered all these things. But uh, now maybe we can discuss about if one can come here in Germany. So before coming here in Germany, what are the maybe things that one can consider to have like like preparation kind of thing? And also after coming here in Germany, what are the maybe initial things that one can have to do to get into the process or to get into the uh, daily life of Germany? So can you explain?
Right. So let's put it in a chronological way. So
Yes.
first you start with the website, the DAR website. You will shortlist, you will get the university list, and then you start looking at the criterias and all. You will start fulfilling those criteria using IELTS,
Mm-hmm.
documents, transcripts, and all that. Once
Mm-hmm.
you have, you will get APS. Once you
Mm-hmm.
have APS, you will apply to the university. Once you apply, you will get the admission. Once you get the admission, your process will start with the visa. Once you
Mm-hmm.
get your admission, get your blocked account ready. With the proof of blocked account, with the proof of admission, you can apply for the visa. And once you get the visa, you will have to book the tickets. So book the tickets and come to Germany. That's it. It's very simple. Of course, when we say
Mm-hmm.
like this, it's very simple.
Yeah.
But when we do this, definitely it
It's
would take
really,
one
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Yeah,
1 or 2 year of process. Yeah.
exactly, 1 or 2 years of time, sometimes even more. So after the moment you land here with your visa, okay, first thing you will have to do whenever you enter a city in Germany, first thing you will have to do within a week or 15 days is the city registration.
Okay.
Whenever a person comes to Germany, whenever a person is coming new here,
Mm.
every person has to register with the city. The government of the state will have an office. Okay, so you will have to register with the government.
Mm.
Government wants to know where you live and what you do and who you
Mm.
are. So
Mm.
that's what something we call city registration. So you will register yourself in the city, and then you will enroll yourself in the university because you have come for your masters most of the times. So you will enroll in a university, and
Mm.
then you will open your bank account. Just
Okay.
like I told in the beginning, I mean in the before, just before I told about the bank account, you open the bank account and then you share these details to the blocked account provider.
Mm.
One more important thing when you come to Germany is health insurance.
Okay.
Every person here must have health insurance. Okay,
Mm.
you have different health insurance providers. You have TK, Techniker Kasse, you have
Mm.
AOK. All
Mm.
these are some different health insurance companies which provide
Mm.
health insurance.
Mm.
So once you get a bank account, you should also share these bank account details to health insurance because
Mm.
every month some amount will get deducted to the health insurance as well. Because health insurance covers almost all of your health problems. If you have
Mm.
a health problem, if you have a health insurance card, you don't need to pay actually. Minimal
Mm.
charges sometimes for some medicines you will have to pay. But
Mm.
whenever you go to a doctor, you don't need to pay consultation fee actually.
Mm. Mm.
Sometimes even some operations you don't need to pay. All
Mm.
the you get admitted in a hospital, sometimes you don't need to pay.
Mm.
Dentist, there are some things which don't get covered. One should be aware of which things get covered, which don't.
Mm.
Once you get the health insurance, that's not going to be a problem. You'll have enough information about that. Health insurance is one more thing. And then bank account, just like I told, and then the accommodation is important. While
Mm.
you are in India itself, while you are getting admissions,
Mm.
It's always important to find out the admissions, sorry, accommodations.
Accommodation. Yeah.
So sometimes some universities, they have their own accommodations.
Hmm.
Working with a person who is like a partner.
Yes.
We call
Yes.
them as student and work.
Mm-hmm.
Student organizations you will have in
It's
few.
like in India, it's like a hostels, right?
Exactly. It's like the hostel or a student dorm,
Mm-hmm.
dormitories,
Yes.
hostels, student dorms. Some universities provide these student dorms. So you can
Mm-hmm.
apply there as a student, you will get
Mm-hmm.
the accommodation. But few universities, unfortunately, they don't have student dorms. So what
Mm-hmm.
happens is in that city web, you have some Facebook groups for those cities, you have some WhatsApp group for those cities and the
Mm-hmm.
universities. So you
Mm-hmm.
should always keep on searching for the accommodations, whether you can just type there that a new student coming here. So do you have any leads for the accommodation? Or sometimes people who are having accommodations, they also say that this room is available from so and so date. So
Mm-hmm.
it always work in such a way. You need to look for, you need to search for, and then you need to get some accommodation. So
Mm-hmm.
accommodation is one more important thing. If your university is providing the accommodation, that's the best. It will not provide you for the free because it's like a, of course, we say it as a hostel, but it's not for free. You will have
Mm-hmm.
minimal, very minimum charges. Like my accommodation dorm is for 310 euros per month. So comparatively, yes,
It's
they're
about 30,000, right?
30,000, yes,
Yeah,
which is actually
30,000
cheap
in Indian
compared
currency.
to, yeah, if you
Yeah.
compare with Indian rupees, yes, it's not at
It,
all
yeah.
cheap because, yeah, but
But
if you compare here,
if we compare here, yeah,
yeah, it's quite
it's
affordable.
affordable.
So these are some pretty, these are some things which are pretty much important when you come here. One is with
Mm.
the blocked account, bank account, university enrollment, city registration, health insurance. You also enroll yourself at a doctor the moment
Mm.
you come here. We call
Mm-hmm.
it as house arzt, which is
Mm-hmm.
family doctor in India.
Mm-hmm.
In India, we say family doctor. We don't have always a family doctor in India. There is no rule from the government. But
Yes.
here it's like house arzt, which means true
Mm.
translation, home doctor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you always have to enroll yourself as a patient or a person at a house
Mm-hmm.
arzt. Any problem you get, first you should go to house arzt. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like I'll go to any hospital, whatever I see. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like that. You should register yourself at a house arzt.
Mm-hmm.
Any problem if you get, you will have to go to that doctor only. If you
Mm-hmm.
have any other further recommendation, that doctor will refer you to some other doctor. Let's say uh, orthopedic or physiotherapy or cardiologist or any
Mm-hmm.
other specialist. So those
Mm-hmm.
specialization doctors will be recommended by your house arts. So this is one more small thing which you can, after coming here, you can do.
Yes.
Right.
Think we have covered all of the things. And with
Yep.
this, I would like to thanks you again for joining this podcast. But I think we are also going to have the another podcast, which is the part two of this. But for the time being, thank you so much and have a good day. Thank you, Uday.
Thank you so much, Anish. It was my pleasure explaining and sharing the knowledge what I had. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.